Welcome everyone to the Peaches Cast. I am your host Pierce, alongside Jimmy, Reagan, and Schmitty. I believe this is the first podcast of 2023 with just the four of us.
Yeah,
The four of us. Yeah, like
The gang's all here.
the gang's all here. Yeah, we had. I just about said James Cameron. We had James Cameron on the podcast last week, but no, it was actually Charlie Romero. James
Weird.
Cameron.
He just showed up and said stream Avatar. I don't even know what that means.
Why would I stream a great TV show when I've watched it so many times? Anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, we had Charlie Romero-Otis on last week. That was a lot of fun. We were just talking to him, and by the end, bye Reagan. and then by the end of the show, we were just like getting this rant like, Arizona sucks. They don't deserve anything. And then Charlie's just like, okay, guys, thanks for having me on the show. And he just kidding. No, you stayed on for like. Oh, there's Reagan back. Welcome back, Reagan.
Wow, new host on the show, new guest.
Reagan was trying out a new magic trick, guys. It's okay. It worked.
Sorry, crash.
I'm gonna make the screen disappear.
Sorry about that.
And it's gone. Anyways, but yeah, that was fun having Charlie Romero-Otis on. So yeah, let's talk about something that happened last week. The Bo Horvat trade to the New York Islanders.
Oh yes. I don't want to talk about Lou Lamoriello, but that's go right ahead. I haven't
we will. Don't worry.
Yeah, he made a trade.
Why don't you want to talk about him, Jimmy? Why wouldn't you want to talk about Lou?
My boy Lou Lambs.
Why would you not want to talk about a former Leafs executive?
Because I'm such a big fan. I don't want to soil anybody else's opinions of him.
I mean, can you hear that ecstaticness? He must know that he's won GM of the year multiple times.
Yes.
And that's from moves like that. We can clearly tell
Jimmy's
why.
Just
a
razor and
giving out
off right now in honor of Lou Lamoriello. Wow.
All right.
Yeah, not only acquiring like a career second liner, but just giving him like 8 times 8.5 before he even plays the game.
Too much.
You know what? He scored the All-Star game, and he just that's the deal breaker.
I, for one, am just surprised that Lou Lamoriello traded. Well, actually, didn't trade too much away, but got a player and signed them to a contract that'll keep them on the team way past their prime for way too much money. This has never happened before.
Lou Lamoriello giving out 6+ year deals? No.
I also just feel like it was like a really weird and like random trade. Like I saw it on Twitter and I was like, I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was one of those like troll accounts and like
that's what I thought too. I had to check like 10 times to make sure I was not being
I think I finally believed it when I got like an ESPN notification and I was like, oh, all right, I guess.
It makes no sense for either side.
No.
Canucks and Futures, they got rid of they got pretty shit ones back, and the Islanders.
Ratu's not that bad.
He's fine. He's fine, but like you could have gotten more. This was
this is a better trade for Vancouver than it is for the Islanders.
Oh, it is. It's just not. It's just didn't get shit much.
The trade that both teams lost. We're always like, oh, this team won, or maybe this is a good trade for both sides. Could it be possible that both teams lost the trade?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, like if the Canucks get like the 14th overall pick from this plus Ratu, then you flip Beauvillier the next year. It's fine.
Nathan Beauvillier, by the way, future
Nathan
Blackhawk.
Beauvillier.
It's gonna happen.
My favorite. He has a Stanley Cup playoff overtime winning goal.
I completely forgot about that, but yeah, Nathan Beauvillier, baby, back at it.
God.
He's back.
No, but my favorite part about that whole thing is they didn't extend him out the chute. They waited 3 days to do it. They just
don't worry, guys. The trade will be worth it when they extend him for almost $70 million over 8 years for a guy who's having a career year.
Besides, this is like 50 points. It's terrible. But, like you said, he's having his Kadri year. Can't blame the guy.
Yeah.
He got Kadri's contract. Like, let's be honest. This is like the 4th time the Islanders have tried to give out this contract. They tried to do it with Kadri earlier this year. They tried to do it with JT Miller for some fucking reason a while back. And now they finally got to do it with Horvat. So I guess this is the 3rd time they tried to do it. Well, I guess 4th time because they did try to sign Panarin a couple years back.
Well, yeah, because you
finally get there. Big fish.
Yeah, they got their big fish, their big star. Yeah, if you give a guy a lot of money, it's because he's really good. So
Yeah, you know,
Or
you
about
give
wouldn't
Seth
have
Jones
signed that if
9.5.
he wasn't.
Clearly, he's a star.
Yeah, man.
Give
Hey,
Darnell.
that is almost All-Star game MVP Seth Jones to you. I can't believe the Central Division wasted
Almost
a
All-Star
performance
game
like
MVP.
that. Don't you see? He's tied for the most goals in the 3-on-3 format at the All-Star game since it started. He's tied with Atkinson and Crosby. Who wouldn't want to be in that kind of company? Anyways.
Jesus.
The All-Star game, just like we're not even gonna do. Can we not just touch on
No,
that?
I literally
Don't
did
touch
not
it.
pay attention
Snooze
at all.
fest.
I don't
I
care.
didn't even watch it,
I do
to
not.
be honest.
I got invited to it like 2 weeks prior, and I looked at it. The person who invited me like dead in the face, and I was just like, "This is gonna be one of the most boring events you ever go to," and it's in Florida. On top of that,
It was. I didn't watch a minute of it, and I'm proud of myself for that. Thought that. I usually.
we should pat ourselves on the back for doing so.
oh my god, you
No.
didn't see Mitch Marner spill his coffee on his phone, Jimmy? Come on now.
Oh, I wish I saw that. That'd be so cute and funny.
It was right in front of Crosby too. Oh my god, he's such an uwu baby. Holy shit!
Yeah, the tweets about the All-Star game were, I think, a lot better than like anything I would have gotten out of it just sitting down and watching it, or what anybody would have gotten out of it watching it. Which, why did people do that? I don't know, but
So they could see Bo Horvat in the Islanders jersey play for the Pacific team.
did he play for the Pacific team?
Yeah, because they couldn't reorganize the teams, or else they'd have to send another Chandler fucking Stevenson to the All-Star game.
Hey,
Because the Pacific is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Remember when the All-Star game like used to actually be kind of fun?
Remember these like draft teams and get
I
like,
was
really
just gonna
drunk
say
while
the
they
draft. I want
teams?
the draft back. It was
Like, can I just
so
have
much
Obi
fun.
like trying to like trade everyone the last pick so we can get a car again? Like I just want that, please. Like
Wasn't it
this
so
should not be
funny?
this hard. It should not be this hard to like.
When they used to draft each other, it was so much fun to watch because you just didn't know what was going to happen. But now it's like they just pick whoever they want from each
I
team.
know what's gonna happen. They're gonna
Oh, we're trading Kessel for
jerk
Sagan again.
themselves
Here we
off
go.
next to some
Like-
celebrities and expect everybody to laugh, but it's just a bunch of rich people being rich. There's no.
What in Florida? No.
It's lame. It's so fucking lame. There's no humor. There's no attempt at it. It's like bare bones. Like where they got Pasternak doing the Happy Gilmore thing. He's doing a Happy Gilmore because that's so funny. And apparently hockey fans only watch movies from the 90s, which yes, may be true, but can we not do that, please? Can we for once try to go outside the box? Like, come on.
I'm sorry, like the writing was on the wall. Like you have an All-Star game in Florida and you don't have Kodak Black. That's a crime, dude. Come on.
No jits. You got no jits at the Florida All-Star. Bullshit.
Jesus.
Kodak Black has done
No.
more growth for the NHL in like the past year than the NHL has.
But no, we got Fallout Boy for the umpteenth fucking time.
Oh, I forgot that. Fallout Boy.
Or is it? Or I don't even. Whatever. Like,
Listen, I'll admit I love Fall Out Boy.
no, it's nothing against Fallout Boy. It's
I did
just
buy tickets to their tour because they were cheap because they're like launch seats at an amphitheater. But like they've done the All-Star game so many times now.
I swear it's either them or Green Day. It always
Yeah.
feels like, or like Imagine Dragons or
Everybody
some
put it
shit.
on television. Are like, you're not
One
coming
Republic, like
Yeah.
any of those like 2010s,
It
like
would make
pop
more
bands.
sense to have
Pop
Fall Out
rock.
Boy again if it was in Chicago since they're from Chicago.
Yeah.
Like,
Or if
having-
it's in Canada, it's the Arkells, baby.
oh hell yeah, baby, Arkel. Let's go.
No, NHL's got to pander to like the NHL 06 players or whatever.
And by the way, the All-Star
Very
game is in Toronto next year, so it's going to be the Arkells.
Justin Bieber, baby. Let's at least that's
I saw
different, for
the
God's sake.
meme where it's like Austin Matthews and Kyle Dubas
Gonna be
fighting over
Drake.
whether Justin
Gonna be
Bieber or
Drake.
Arkells should perform at the All-Star game.
And then
It's gonna be Drake
the girl from
Pierce,
Taco
okay? They're getting
Commercials, why
Drake
not
for you.
both?
Wait, what did you say?
It's the girl from the taco commercials. Why not both? Then it's gonna be
Yeah.
Justin Bieber and the Arkells in like a duet. It's gonna be fucking.
Arkells featuring some dude named
Oh, God.
yeah.
Justin.
Some guy wearing a
Guy.
versatile Leaf jersey. It's got his logo on it. Weird.
So kind of to wrap up the Bo Horvat trade, and then the whole thing of like, oh, they extended him. It's a good deal now. No, not necessarily. You now have him till the wrong side of his 30s. So I just want to go through all the cap hits right now. So Matthew Barzal is signed for 8 years at $9.15 million. That is fine. Whatever.
I thought it was 8.15%.
No, it's 9.15 to skate around and
pass
pucks and do nice spin moves things and yeah. Then you have Anders Lee, who is making $7 million for the next 4 years. He is 32 years old. Brock Nelson is making $6 million for the next 3 years. He's 31 years old.
Nice.
Josh Bailey makes.
I think I'm sensing a pattern here. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna take a wild stab.
Hang on, guys, but there's a bunch of other players, but my favorite one here is Ross Johnson with 4 years left at $1.1 million.
Ooh.
Didn't he have another 4-year deal before that, though?
I am pretty sure he did, yes.
Like, credit to him, dude. That's why you get, like, these guys, like, must walk into Lou's office and are just like, so how much term can I get? Like, Casey Cizikas probably walked in jokingly, was like, give me 8 years.
Hey, guys, wouldn't it be cool if I made, $3.5 million per year? And Lou Lamar was like, yeah.
Lou, it'd be so funny if you signed me over 5 years as a 30-year-old. That'd be so funny if you gave me 6 years or 8. That'd be so funny. You will? Okay, thank you. You're
like,
so
all the boys are just sitting in the locker room and they're like, all right, so what are we going to pony him up for next? And, like, they all put Bo in a group chat, and they're just like, that's why probably it took 3 days. All the boys started talking to him, and we're just like, all right, listen. If he can get 9, you can at least get 8. If they were lowballing you in Vancouver, just say you want 8 years, and Lou will give you whatever the fuck you want.
You think Matt Barzal DM Bo Horvat right away? And he's like, don't pick up the phone. Just text me first. Text me first.
Text me first. Text Brock first. Text Anders first. Text anyone on that team who has gotten longer than a 5-year deal. Fuck, Pajot showed up and got a 7-year deal right out the chute. Like, this isn't the first time Lou has done this. Like,
by the way, Casey Cizikas, $2.5 million for the next 5 years.
I remember when I wanted him on the Hawks, like when I thought he was going to get, a reasonable contract.
He would be the longest tenured Blackhawk besides Seth Jones. He'd definitely be the longest.
Listen, if you're starting a core, Casey Cizikas and Seth Jones might be 32nd in the league.
Did you know back in the day, Casey Cizikas had 3.5 Green Star potential in NHL 13, and he'd get up to be 88 overall? Yeah.
Yeah, but he got that overtime winner against Boston that one time in the playoffs, so pretty good.
Also, they have Richard Paddock buried in the minors.
Yeah, so Simon Holmstrom. Duh.
He still exists, doesn't he?
Or like Austin
And
Czarnik
Rick
or something.
Edstro is still being paid money to like the 2030s. It doesn't say what amount because it's a compliance buyout, but they're still paying him sums of money until the 2030s.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And he was bought out like 10 years ago.
Does radio
bad deal. Wasn't that what's his name? The jagoff that fucking isn't on NBC anymore.
Mike Milbury.
There he is. There we go. Isn't that him?
He drafted him, yeah.
You know, one of my favorite videos is Mike Milbury and Pierre Maguire fighting on national television, where
The girls are fighting.
He's the king of Chicago.
talking about headshots, and then Mike Milbury's like, "You're trying to baby-proof the league. Good soccer mom, Pierre Maguire." And then, of course, Pierre Maguire in the most Pierre Maguire way is like, "Jonathan Toews, he is the king of Chicago." And then it like cuts off and goes to commercial. If anyone wants to know what hockey culture like is in a nutshell, look that video up, and that's from a while ago.
That's a pretty good microcosm of like hockey Twitter.
I'm about to say some hate. I'm about to say something heinous. I've heard enough of Ray Ferraro. We need Pierre back.
Oh,
At
no.
least I'm gonna laugh with Pierre.
Just
I don't laugh.
Don't drink the poison. Oh God.
It's like how Wolverine.
Ray's talking about like, I took that amount of penalty minutes back when I used to play. Shut the fuck
Ray
up,
Ferraro
Ray,
loves
please.
to talk about when he played.
I want to
loves
hear
do that.
about where this kid went to like.
I want to know
single-A
his
hockey.
dog's blood type and where he played hockey at 4 years old.
Who his head coach was in Pee Wee.
Strictly Canadian though. We can't do this overseas.
No, we can't.
Little Don
do-
Cherry rubbed off
no,
on there.
No. You know what it's like? It's the picture.
Matt
of-
Barzal just scored.
it's the Wolf- Whoa!
Did
I hope it's
Spinorama
more,
and
Matt.
Shit Puck.
Now he
Wow.
might get them to a second wild card spot. And also, did you see like Dom?
They might get the 10th in the conference.
Did you see Dom Luszczyszyn's things where it's like, yeah, they had a 14% chance of making the playoffs before the Bo Horvat trade. It's just like now they have a 17% chance. Like, yeah, get excited, Isles Nation. Get excited, IBS.
Give him GM of the year again. He did it.
Look at Luke pull it off again.
He's a goddamn magician. How do we let him do it year after year after year? Continue to be terrible. Oh, wait, that's right, because no one fires anyone in this league if you are old.
Lou Lamoriello is consistently, like, year in, year out. He is go girl, give us nothing, and consistently gets paid over and over and over again.
It's because Barry Trotz carried his crappy team to 2 Eastern Conference Finals, so they must be good.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin Leonard carried him to a second-round playoff one time.
Not sponsored, by the way.
No, it is.
Mountain Dew. Wow, you really are Mitch Marner, Jimmy.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Drinking that Mountain Dew.
I don't want to talk about Mitch Marner after.
Why?
No, let's actually.
No, let's make it about the Leafs and talk about Mitch Marner.
Pierce State. I think I showed it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you guys. You and Schmitty. I think I showed you guys the 1967 tattoo on his arm.
It's always
about the Leafs. It's always about the Leafs.
No, let's talk about the Grammys last night because that was
No.
Everyone's like, no.
We're gonna go from the All-Star game of the apathy of that to the anger.
The 2 biggest events of the weekend, don't you know?
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Yeah. It's not often that a guy like Harry Styles wins this, guys.
Guys, we're gonna get canceled for not liking Harry Styles. Oh no.
Oh God.
This is how we come to an end. Let's go after Taylor Swift too while we're at it. Let's just go really down.
Straight up though, did have a roommate in college who like basically cut like contact with me and stopped being my friend because I don't like Harry Styles.
That sounds exactly like somebody who would like Harry Styles.
I wish I was kidding, but she picked the biggest fight with me because I don't like him.
Listen, I'm not trying to like judge people that I don't know, but she seems like the kind of person to get pissed at someone when they get mad at someone or get mad at like another sports team. I just don't understand how you could hate someone just because they don't like another sports team and then cuts you off because you don't like a music artist. It's like, you know, everyone's got their own way of it. You just like, that's ridiculous.
Everyone's got their quirks, honey. Everyone's got their
quirks. Let's call it that.
She's a Libra. It's fine.
Oh, she's a Cancer.
Yeah, I'm an asparagus.
Oh, she's a Cancer, all right.
The Cancer to the system. Yeah, menace to society.
Sorry, I love all my crystal girls out there. We don't mean that.
I'm right here, baby. I'm right here, baby. We love you.
Hashtag prayers up for my astrology women out there.
All the crystal women on my Snapchat, I like all of you, by the way. You're not weird. You're not stupid.
Oh, God. All right, next topic.
Can we talk about Rick DiPietro? I am
talk about crystal women.
It's like
Rick DiPietro is one.
Okay. What about DiPietro?
I want to talk about Rick DiPietro in his contract because I was like, well, I was looking at the Islanders cap friend. I'm like, oh, he's getting paid till 2029. And I'm just like, then I clicked on his his profile, and I freaking love Cap Friendly. They are the best. They do everything in depth and in detail. And
you should marry Cap Friendly then. Goddamn, dude.
You know what? I will marry Cap Friendly. I'll find him and say,
go ahead and do that. I'll be at the marriage.
One sounds a little jelly.
Yeah. You're just jealous that I'm getting married to Cap Friendly and you're not.
What about DiPietro?
So, in 2006, Rick DiPietro signed a 15-year contract. Yeah, back in the day, you could sign.
No.
And what?
He said 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. Yeah,
15 years.
The first season of the contract would have been 2006, 2007. That was 1 year after the first season, like before the last, last full lockout. That's how long ago that was. That
Or the
That would have been Ovechkin and Crosby's second year in the league. That's how long ago it was.
Wait, but when did they? When is he tenured till exactly?
So, if he had not been bought out of his contract, if he paid the whole contract through, it would have only been 2021 that he would have been a free agent.
Yeah.
And so on July 3rd, 2013, the New York, by the way, the GM that gave Rick DiPietro that contract, Garth Snow. I'm pretty sure he was the last.
Is it
the last
2029 when that comes up?
Sorry?
Is that thing come up in 2029? That
Yeah,
contract?
that's when he stopped getting paid his compliance buyout.
Oh, he does radio, by the way. He's going to be doing radio and getting paid by the Islanders for about 7 years in a row.
Mhm.
That's fucking awesome for him.
So yeah, Garth Snow would have been the GM before Lou Lamoriello, so he was there for like a good at least 10 years, and he was around long enough to sign that contract. And
Garth Snow to Lou
he was bought
Lamb
out
is tough.
on July 3rd, 2013. The length was 16 years for $24 million. So it's a compliance buyout. It doesn't count against the cap. But he's been paid $1.5 million since 2013-14. And the last year he gets paid is 2028-29.
Oh,
So he's about halfway through. They're about halfway through paying off that compliance buyout.
woo. Is that bad, Brooksy? Was that what you're saying?
You know what? I think paying a goaltender that hasn't played in the league for like a decade, $1.5 million till the end of this decade, I think that's a good thing. I don't know about you.
Good contracts. Nick Delorier just scored.
Yes.
So clearly it was worth it, and John Tortorella did not need to send out a letter saying this is clearly not the season the Flyers have wanted. I saw some Flyers fan read that and just go, I've heard that every year since 2014.
Oh, God. It's
Like-
tough, really.
By the
Just-
way, Nick Delorier goal assisted by Tony DeAngelo and Nick Seeler. Analytics darling Nick Seeler.
One of the most unlikable goals.
Nick Seeler has good analytics. Like, I just want to.
The only worst thing would be if Ivan Provorov got an assist or something.
I was going to say Rasmus Ristolainen, but yeah, that's probably worse, actually.
At least Rasmus Ristolainen isn't a bigot homophobe, but anyways, we already
We don't know that he is, but let's move on.
No, because it's his religion. Oh. Anyway.
By the way,
Sorry, I don't want to be. Sorry, I don't want to make it about myself, but I'm gonna make it about myself. Like, sorry, that's all I get out of those people who do that shit. Fucking.
this is from at Gianna Han, who is part of the Philadelphia Inquirer. She covers the Flyers. Some loud booing below me when Ivan Provorov was announced as a starter.
Good.
Good.
But he scores, so he's never gonna get benched ever. Let's just go send him to the Shadow Realm. Let's go to Winnipeg. Actually, no, they're
Let's send him to Winnipeg.
send him to Ottawa.
Winnipeg is the Shadow Realm, don't you see?
Nah, send him to Vancouver for Tyler Myers. So he
Once the trade is 1-for-1.
Actually, knowing Torts, he'd probably make Tyler Myers better. So
Yeah.
there's no
We
winning.
bring back the clock to Calder Trophy winner Tyler Myers. Once upon a time, that happened.
I'm just gonna say next
Like
time
Steve
Tyler
Mason.
Myers.
Yeah, you look at the Calder list, and there's like, oh, Matthews won, ooh, McKinnon won, and then there's just like,
County Hockey won.
yeah, I think so. Like, I think Ovechkin won one, and then there's just like, oh, Steve Mason won. Oh,
Patrick Kane won one.
you know what?
Temi Panarin won one. Clearly, he's better than that other fraud who was nominated.
Yeah, and Shane Gostisbehere better than him. Yeah.
Has to be your
Oh God.
All right, let's go. How far back do we want to go? Let's go back since 2000. The 2000 Calder Trophy Memorial winner was Scott Gomez, who had a decent career. 2001 was Evgeny Nabokov, who was a decent goalie. I mean, not horrible. Danny Heatley won in 2002. He scored 50 and 07. Ha ha ha. That's so funny.
The Heater.
2003. Can you guess who won in 2003?
Chris Pronger.
Just a guess. Wait, what'd you say?
Chris Pronger.
No, but it's on the same team as him. You probably won't get this.
Wait, same team as Pronger. What year?
Corey Perry?
2003? No.
No, wait, this is
Getzlav.
no. He's not a
No.
Doc at this time. He would have
That's
been like an
that's the
Oiler.
year. That's the year.
An Oiler at the time.
I'll just say it. Barrett Jackman won in 2003.
Oh, no.
I just got like war flashbacks to 2014. Jesus.
Dude, I remember. Oh God, I remember he was like. I saw some quote from back then. And people were talking about him as like the next Niedermeyer and all that. Oh
My favorite thing is he won the trophy over Henrik Zetterberg. And
no way.
And that Zetterberg guy was definitely not a good player. No.
And he had only 19 points in 82 games, and then 0 points in 7. Not that the postseason matters, but then he had 0 points.
But he hits.
You're right. He hits. He had 190 penalty minutes in his rookie year.
Yeah, no team can withstand that many penalty minutes. And he's talking about their own team in that case.
That is incredible.
2003, 2004. Can you guess who won? As a matter of fact, okay, this will probably give it away, but he was traded for Tuukka Rask.
No way Raycroft won that.
Yeah, 2003,
No shit.
2004. Andrew Raycroft won, and then they traded him for Tuukka Rask because he's going to be so good. He did have a 926 that year, so that's not bad. And then he just was not good
to the Leafs
ever.
And,
A good thing that Tuukka Rask fella never amounted to anything. By the way, do you know the most wins by a Leafs drafted goalie? Can you guess who it is?
Frederick Anderson? No, wait, Leafs draft.
Shut up.
No.
Tuukka Rask. It's Tuukka Rask.
Yeah,
We get it. It's funny.
Nice. I thought we meant like for the Leafs. So
06 was Ovechkin. 07 was Malkin. 08 is Kane. So then you got a few years, good years there.
it's
and
like Stamkos.
Then there's like a few years. Steve Mason won in 2009. Tyler Myers won in 2010. Then 2011, Jeff Skinner won. Okay, that's not horrible, but like
Jeff Skinner's played 900 NHL games. Like,
Yeah.
that guy had 2 bad years, and that's always going to be remembered for. That's the funny part.
yeah. But I mean, he's making what, like
9
$7
million.
million?
Yeah, but now he's kind of worth the contract. Like with this point production wise, at least he's making
Oh, he's
like
good. Yeah.
70 a year, 30 goals. That's fine.
And then pretty much the last decade, like the winners are like, oh, these guys are all stars and elite players. Landeskog won in 2012, Huberdeau in 2013, McKinnon in 2014, Ekblad 2015, Panarin in 2016, Matthews 2017, Barzell 2018, Pedersen 2019, Makar 2020, Kaprizov 2021, and then Moritz Seider won last year. So
No,
And
Michael
Matty Beniers this year.
Bunting. No, Michael Bunting.
Oh my God. No, Dominic Kubalik won 3 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. He went over.
oh yeah.
Should have.
People got pissed because he got nominated for 3rd that year. I remember that.
Right.
Oh, but no one gets mad at the older candidate, according to Leafs fans. Get bent. I don't want to hear that shit.
No, it was. Dude,
Go kick rocks.
Son was so mad about Panarin, and then would it be?
Yeah, they were mad about Kaprizov 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
Not even-
Michael Bunting comes in here, a grown ass man. Oh boy, let's get him in there.
and then like, Bunting's just become this player that's like, oh, I'm gonna be the team jerk, and it's just like, okay, cool. Like, Brad Marchand does that because he gets under people's skin, not because he has fucking rage attacks at the ref.
No,
right?
Michael Bunting just gets
But he had 60 points, so he's elite. Sorry.
He's been
Give him an 8 times 8. Give him the Bo Horvat deal. Fuck it.
every
He's
other
had more
night-
60-point seasons than Bo Horvat.
Every other fucking night, there's a clip of Michael Bunting having a tantrum on the bench, and I don't get it. Like, everybody's getting in his head this year. Like, you put it well. Red Marchand gets underskinned. Michael Bunting gets mad about other people. That's what he does.
He is like Wile E. Coyote. He thinks he's gonna go out there and I'm gonna go catch me Roadrunner, and then he just ends up back to the drawing board. This didn't work for the 50th time.
My favorite is, I think Dangle said it best on one of the LFRs last week. He was just like, I don't know how in any capacity that helps the team. Like, I don't know how that helps them win. You getting under the ref's skin.
Wow,
Probably not the best move.
you really showed the ref. Now that you showed him that, he's definitely going to call it for you next time.
Yeah, totally going to call it fair next time he sees you flop.
He's going to be like, you know what, sir? I respect you trying to get under my skin. I shall call a penalty for you because refs in the NHL are just like that. When Dennis Wyman ran to a ref, the Calgary Flames did not become the most penalized team the whole year. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God. And you know what's funny? Didn't Calgary make the playoffs next year? Or, like, besides all that?
Probably, and then they lost in the first round.
Yeah, I think that was, like, one of the years they lost to the Ducks, but still.
Like, one of the many years they lost to the Ducks, yeah.
I mean, the fact that they led the league in penalty minutes and they made the playoffs that year is crazy. I think it was 16-17. Like,
probably.
That was back when the Flames were just the definition of mid. Oh, wait! That's the same year. If you really came out of vacuum like 7 years ago, Canada is exactly the fucking same.
But hey, guys, the Leafs have won something. Am I right? Oh, wait. Ha 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 ha. Owned Leafs. Owned 1967. Laugh, everyone. I said the thing. I said the line. Yeah, Canada.
No, 7 years ago. McDavid's definitely gotten a third round win, right? Like, Vancouver's definitely like not a stagnant piece of garbage. Same with Calgary. Winnipeg's definitely like not on the cusp still. Nothing's changed in Canada except Montreal like somehow made a cup final in there.
And yet they're still really fucking bad.
Yeah, because there was a Mickey Mouse run and a Mickey Mouse division.
Yeah, like
I was listening to the Steve Dangle podcast from that like time when it was the Canadian division and like the bubble, and oh goodness, like time was rough. Like it was rough in 2021. Like it was miserable. Same with 2020. And like they were already just sad, and then just the Leafs blowing that lead. Like I remember them doing the podcast after they lost Game 6 to Montreal, and you could like I was listening to it, and like you could just hear Jesse and Adam like they might win, and Steve's like no. He's like, are you? He knew they lost. Like it was right. It's hilarious, but yeah, it's like heartbreaking to see. Like,
no, and you know what's great? He's taking that approach again this year, and he has every fucking right to. And like Adam and Jesse, like I listened to a show last week where Jesse and Steve literally got into like a 15-minute fight because Jesse was like, I don't know how you can't be optimistic about this team. I think it was after they lost to Boston. It was after they lost to Boston the first time in the Garden, and he was just like. He's like, they do the same shit every year. They like you have 2 measuring stick games a month, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, like that's how good they are now. And if you don't like that, then that's winning hockey. That's the standard now. And like, I'm with Steve on that. Like, sorry, I'm not gonna get excited for a team that has not proven they can get over the hump. And they're like, we'll see though. We'll see. I hope so, for his mental sake, for God's sake.
I sure hope that nobody confidently said that they were going to have the first round this year.
That's also another thing. When you know who you're playing for like the 4th year in a row in like December, that doesn't help. Like, how long has that been going on for the Leafs? Since the first Boston matchup?
It's been Boston and Tampa.
Like they're getting like I know we didn't really complain about it because they won rounds, but like the Blackhawks got that a lot with the Blues back in the day. I remember. Feel like they'd have
making the playoffs after 17. It would have been Minnesota and St. Louis in the first round for fucking forever.
And they would be like 4 or 5 in the conference probably. But and like another one is San Jose and LA used to do that all the time too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But East Coast bias. So we got the Penguins and Capitals did it. Forgot they've each won cups.
Dude, there was 3 years in a row. Whoever won that series won the cup.
Pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I've seen Leafs fans. I mean, I didn't realize how long this has been a thing, but blaming that format for not having gone far when you're going to play those teams anyways.
Who cares? If you were a good team, good teams win.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Good teams that like go home with the series lead multiple times should probably close out. Just saying. Yeah. And that's going back as far as 2019.
Not one playoff win in 6 years.
And dude, it's not even just like losing and giving your all. It's literally getting your teeth kicked in those elimination games. Like not even showing up. Like the Columbus like play-in round is a perfect example. Mm-hmm. They get shut out 3-0 the game before in game 3, right? Pretty sure? Like 3-0.
I think so.
Then they almost do it again and come back and win by some
No.
godforsaken-
What happened was in Game 3,
they
Toronto was up 3-0. I'm pretty
That's
sure
what it
Cody Ceci scored a shorthanded goal. Let's get one of the goals. And they blew that 3-0 lead, and Columbus won Game 3. Then into Game 4, Columbus is up 3-0 with like 3 minutes left. He scored 3 goals in 3 minutes. And the Kasperi Kapanen, Austin Matthews scored the OT winner in Game 4. And then in Game 5, you think, oh my goodness, the Leafs maybe might come out of the qualifying series to play in the first round. And they don't even score a goal.
Dude, like that sums it up.
Yeah.
Or like the Montreal series in Game 6 where they let up the first shot in overtime. They didn't let up a shot for the first 12
They
minutes.
outshot them, I think, 11-1. And the second shot they let in was the Kotkaniemi.
Well, the good news is that the Blackhawks, according to Scott Wheeler, have the 5th best prospect pool in
You
the
know what?
entire
No,
Let's
NHL.
go. And
We'll
that's,
talk about that later. I want to talk about that.
Woo! Yeah.
that's before Dalibor Dvorsky. Actually, let's be honest. After how I saw Davidson draft, Will Smith is definitely the guy. If they're like in the 4, 5, 6 range, I'd have
Bro,
to
wasn't
maybe
hey,
Benson.
hey guys, you want to hear a funny joke? Wasn't that the guy who got slapped at the Oscars? Or-
Dude, that's
No,
a joke.
no,
That's
I
a good
actually
one.
never have
That's
heard this,
funny.
Pierce. Can you please
That's really
explain this
funny.
story?
dude,
I only watch YouTube Shorts, so I don't keep up in the now.
I only watch Family Guy funny moments on YouTube. I don't really do much else.
Guys, what's been happening with this balloon? My only source of news is YouTube Shorts, but only American Dad and Family Guy.
Balloon.
What did you
That's not on my timeline. I'm still getting stuff about the M&Ms.
You guys won't believe this, but they did
Oh my
surgery on a grape. It's pretty crazy. Only at Miller Grove does that happen. Crazy.
Oh,
You guys hear a shrimp fried this rice? I'm gonna kill myself. Oh my god. Ah! Okay. Anyway,
Existential crisis from
the
memes.
voices are getting
Hey guys,
so
what do you
much louder.
guys? What color do you think the dress is?
you guys want to hear a funny joke? I'm going to be Elon Musk's Twitter.
Guys, pink donut.
Big frosted sprinkled donut or churro. Yeah.
What are we talking about again? I don't even know. What's next? I'm talking, or else they're gonna go.
Let's talk about how the Blackhawks have a top 5
Let's
prospect.
talk about. Oh, I know what we can talk about next. Let's talk about how I don't know who's pushing it in the fucking dumb hockey man media, but God bless him for pushing the Sam Lafferty agenda right now because it's fucking hilarious. Like we joked about that for so long, and now every big media outlet has got a Sam Lafferty article coming out.
Wow, it's almost like they listen to our show or something.
It's almost like they should just follow Pierce and put his tweet notifications on.
Yeah, you should do that.
Because like you would have saw the Sam Lafferty propaganda over a year ago.
Bro,
No, but like in reality, if this dude even gets us a second, I'm laughing my way to the bank, and he's
Ha,
probably gonna
you
get
are
garbage.
Sam Lafferting your way to the bank. Oh,
Like we talk about it all the time at Davidson. Minus one trade, literally one singular trade. He has
Which
been
happens to be
very
the
good.
biggest trade of it all, and even then, the prospect they got from that trade.
And yeah, and even then the guy they drafted has been great. So it's like, who cares?
And I learned, okay, I know
And it's their
Tyler
number one
mentioned this
prospect
already,
Scott Wheeler.
but I feel like it is worth mentioning again that apparently the 7th overall pick was the best trade available. I personally don't think I would have traded him that same day, but if they felt that that was the best time to move him, and that's the 7th overall pick's the best you can get, I take that trade. 10
Listen, if Korchinski even becomes a top 4 defenseman, like that's a,
Good.
it's not a great trade, but like it's a trade where like,
yeah, you get
It's a trade
a
where you could
top
probably
line
get
winger.
back from it, which is what they need. But that's besides the point. The point I was trying to make from this is the same
Yeah.
guy who got a second for Riley Stillman, got a second for taking on Like, it would not surprise me in the slightest if he gets more than a second for Sam Lafferty.
dude,
Yeah,
Frank
that's
Said you
Frank
should go
Saravalli was like, oh, he might get a second and a decent prospect in return.
Oh man, if we could totally use another Ryan Green in the system, and I'm saying that like completely serious, not sarcastic. Like we could just throw another prospect in. Like we don't like. Please put as many of them in the system as possible. If this guy can get us like, I don't know, maybe a guy who's not performing at the best in his like 18 plus year in the OHL or something, but like we can develop him for 2 more years.
Oh no,
Let's
he has
do
an
it.
extra year to COVID, so everything's fucked up. He might need an extra year or so.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Like, and Lafferty is the guy who like we always talk about. Like a lot of these teams don't have cap space, dude. 1.15 for 2 years.
Not
like,
just this year,
That's
but
an
the next
easy.
year.
He would fit in right on the Maple Leafs.
Dude, he would fit in on every team.
every team.
Oh, yeah.
Every team competing for a
That's
cup,
what
you can put him on the 4th line. There's a reason he was in Pittsburgh before this. Like he just kind of got lost in the shuffle there. That was the only thing. And honestly, the best thing that could have happened to his career is coming to the Hawks.
Pretty sure he's tied for the league lead in shorthanded goals. No, I mean, sure, 2 are in 1 game, but like, getting some shit.
3 shorthanded goals, 4 shorthanded points, a 52% face-off winning percentage. That absolutely comes into play. But again, like back to what Schmidt said, he only has 19 goals in 182 career games. But I love
Still high.
Well, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like we have like. This is the same. Like I always say, I can't see this stuff happening. But like 4 years ago, if you told me Barclay Goodrow was going to get a first at the deadline, I wouldn't have believed you.
Mhm.
Like if you told me Blake Coleman was going to get a first at the deadline, I would not have believed you. You told me Brandon Hagel was going to fetch 2 firsts.
And a guy who they might trade as well, Taylor Radish. Like,
Granted, it is Tampa, so they are lower first, but those are still 2 late 20s first round picks.
in good drafts. In good drafts.
In good drafts. Like it's a different market than it was like even a couple years ago. Like just players are valued so much differently now. And that's why like if it comes down to it and in 88 don't waive, you can retain half on Domi, you can retain half on McCabe, you can retain half on Athanasiou, and all of a sudden you got McCabe at $2 million, you got Domi at 1.5. Like I think Leo just mentioned it last podcast with Domi. Like just 1.5 on Domi. Someone is going to bite on that.
What is the most valuable asset in the NHL right now?
Bodies. Oh, cap space.
Yeah. Blackhawks have that.
Yep. And like we could be the 3rd team for some people, like depending on salaries, obviously. It honestly just depends on who they're retaining on in a month because they're going to be retaining on someone.
It really feels like Brandon Hagel from last year.
Oh, 100%.
Like all the talking, I just feel it's gonna happen.
They're hinting at Radish too, like because he's making $700K.
No,
Yeah, they might flip Radish too. Like
I would not be against moving Radish. I like him, but man, that 700, he's getting paid pennies, and he's on a 20+ goal pace. You're gonna get something for that. You could easily get a 1st round pick in that.
And everyone will like say like, "Oh, he's playing top 6 minutes." I mean, like he's playing 2nd line minutes.
No, bro.
Minutes.
He's playing. Let's also take into consideration he's playing top line minutes on a team that does not have a top NHL line. He's playing on an AHL squad against NHL teams. Ice time doesn't mean jack shit with this hockey team. It does not mean anything. If you're producing on this Blackhawks team, you are a valuable player. Like it's so much different.
But Jimmy, I looked at his graphs and they were all red, so I don't want him.
Oh no.
Sorry, I found out that like graphs on a bad hockey team are usually bad. I don't know. Wild concept.
Could have fooled me.
No, the Jake McCabe got blue all over the place, so he must be good. Like, you know I say it about I love analytics, but at the same time, there are just
what do we say? It's great when you combine them together, but if you're on one extreme or on the other end, that's when there's problems. When you rely solely on analytics. Now, listen, like the whole thing on Patrick Kane, oh, he's having a down year. Yes, he's having a down year. I don't see anyone coming to his defense being like, yeah, he's having an elite year. This is
actually
his down year is 35 and 45. That's what's crazy. Like
that's why you pick the guy up. Because a guy with 35 and 45
and piss
on an AHL team, like every Blackhawks player statistic should have the biggest asterisk next to them on the 2022-23 Chicago Blackhawks. That is a huge difference than from about 85%
last year.
Dude, what I say? Oh, I can't believe they gave up 6 goals in 6 minutes to the Kraken. This team is awful. No kidding, everything's gonna be bad. Like they suck.
Yeah.
They suck. But they're supposed to suck.
They're built to suck.
And like I that's why I kind of hope Taves and Kane want to leave eventually. And it's not even for like the asset management sake. It's just so they could go on a winning team and show people like, yeah, we're not shit, guys. Like, there's a reason we have 3 Stanley Cups, and
They can do whatever the hell they want. And
literally, like,
we
I
thought-
want Taves to go sign for like league mid on some contenders so bad, like just to see it. Like, go to Colorado for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, just third line center there, or third line in.
Dude, play him with Valeri Nichushkin. I promise you. I promise you.
He'll be fine.
That is an annoying line to play against. Like, oh man, throw
I
my
saw that,
boy
by the way,
Logan
I saw
O'Connor
that.
on there.
I saw that in the article today where like, oh, Taves might want to go to Colorado. And
Yeah, I want to go to Colorado too. Sure.
I mean, Colorado sniffed around Patrick Kane at the deadline last year. People forget that. Like,
Yeah.
anyone who tries to tell you Patrick Kane's not going to have a market or Jonathan Taves is not going to have a market, you very much doubt
they
how
do.
much
They have a market right now. There's teams calling them on already. It's just a matter if they want to move or not.
Like, there are
Yeah,
3
I'm
words
right.
that I
What
think
is the
people
word with
always
T?
forget. Dumb hockey men. They are everywhere, and they love big names.
You know, Kane
3 rings.
has been
One for each ear, one to plug each ear, and the other one to flip you off in the process.
There you go.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy.
No, I was just gonna bring up the fact that Dallas and New York Rangers are both in on Kane as of who's it? David Pagnotta, I believe, tweeted that. Yeah, so you want to get into that? What are we thinking there?
I want to say this, like, kind of regarding Lafferty and McCabe. I really feel they're going to get traded. I think they're going to get Big Hulk back, and I feel if Taves and Kane get traded, that's like the cherry on top, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dude, if we could, like, Pierce and I always joke about rewriting the wrong that was not getting Logan Stankovic at the draft in 2021. This is going to be about as good of a time as any to maybe rewrite that wrong, and the new management could do that. And if he's not out there, I'm a big fan of Maverick Bork's game too.
Oh
They
man,
could get hands on him.
dude.
And like one thing that could be interesting, because like maybe Taves could get a 1, or like Domi could get a 1, or McCabe can get a 1. Dallas might make more sense because you could trade with them and get a 1 next year. They don't have their 1 this year, but you could get like a conditional first next year. And we've all seen what those next year firsts will do. I mean, for God's sake, you can get it unprotected. Look what Montreal's doing right now in Florida. They could have 2 shots at Connor Bedard in this race. Well, they do actually. Like, not could. They probably will.
I think
It's
Florida's
pretty
in
good
the playoff spot right now, so they do currently. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just saying, like,
Get bullets in the chamber.
yeah, get
Which is
as
what they've been
many
doing.
as possible.
Yep.
And like, it's not, and obviously it's not realistic to think they're going to get like 5 fucking firsts this year.
Nor does
But if
the
you can set yourself up with at least 5 in the next 2 years, which just means getting 1 more.
listen, like I can't even remember the last time a team has gone more than 3 first round picks. Like usually, if you have more than 3, you trade back into the first round or to the second round. I remember the Blue Jackets when in 2021. Not to bring it back to the whole Seth Jones thing, but like they had like 3 first round picks, and had they not traded the 32nd to Chicago, they would have had 4 first round picks. Like rarely, I don't even know if there's an example in like recent memory.
I'd like to start the
Imagine
season,
it.
though, that's for sure. And like everyone can keep saying, "Oh, they don't have the value." I'm sorry. I see a world where they could get 3 firsts at the deadline. They could get 1 for McCabe. They can get 1 for Kane. And if the situation suits itself, I definitely could see a world where Taves like
At least like a conditional second that turned into first. Like
yes,
the Fleury
exactly.
trade.
Like
Yeah.
with the Fleury thing last year.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry, Colorado doesn't have the prospects and picks, so it would have to be a conditional first in some form. They don't have a second, so I don't know. That's just obviously that's like best case scenario. You end up with like a bunch of firsts and stuff. In reality, if you can get 1 first out of any of these guys, that's a win. And then you get a couple seconds, you get a couple prospects, you get a 3rd, you get a 4th, you get a 6th. And like Bear said, you have like 25 shots in the chamber the next 2 drafts. And you've already had like 10 the draft before.
Yeah.
This is what needs to happen.
This is what we've wanted for the past like 5 fucking years.
At least the last like 3. Like, since 5.
No, the
Because
entire
2018,
fucking time,
19, yeah.
Ever since
The entire
17,
time-
18, when Crawford went down and this team was not good enough, that's when they should have when your goalie goes out, like if Crawford went down in previous years, like they'd be fine. Like they would have like Darling or whatever to come step up. They would have Ray Emery, Antti Ranta. But as that year, 2017-18, as soon as Crawford went out and they fell out, they should have known right then and there. They should have rebuilt. And I'm pretty sure, like Charlie brought it up, like that draft, they were like, oh, we should try to rebuild now.
Al McIsaac, Bowman wanted to tear it down. Al McIsaac, forget. I'm not even going to try to remember the quote, nor does it matter. But
they can all burn in hell for all I care, anyways.
Front
Yeah, but Al
office
McIsaac
struggles
was
from
like-
a bunch of guys who don't deserve jobs. That's all I remember from it.
Yeah, Al McIsaac said, if we do this rebuilding process, we'll be fired by the time it's done. And that's and we don't have to go any farther from that.
So the Blackhawks, just to stop talking about that. The Blackhawks have they have 6 picks in the first 3 rounds for the next 2 years, and 2 in each. 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks, and that's right now for this year and next year.
It's not bad.
They're set up quite nicely, I'd say.
It's very not bad.
And here's the thing, like you know what? I'll even be as realistic as possible. At bare minimum, you're adding 2 more second-round picks at least, and then probably another third. Like you're gonna have like probably I want to say around. I'm not gonna say it's that high, but like 16, 17 picks in the first 2 rounds first 3 rounds the next 2 years, and that's plenty of ammo to not only like draft a bunch of guys, but Pierce always talks. You always talk about it.
Utilize that to get a player that's underperforming on another team that could be of value to the Blackhawks.
Or if there's a guy you like on day 2 of the draft in round 2, you can package one of those
It
thirds.
gives you options. It gives them options. They need
Exactly. And this team needs as many options as possible. And that's, I guess, the last thing I'm going to leave it on at least.
So they got to at least get first, couple of seconds, third, maybe a couple of B prospects. I think that's pretty reasonable. I'd say a good Christmas list for deadline.
If you could come away with either a first or a good prospect, that's a win.
Nobody complaining.
Like,
that ain't no problem.
come away with a first or like a Maverick Bork or something, add to the system, that'd be awesome. Or like, because like I don't think it's like if they trade with the Rangers, I think it's going to be mainly picks. A guy I'd like is Sakura, who they just drafted this year. Maybe you could snag him. Because like I just don't think they're going to trade Lafreniere or Kakko. They're both playing fine right now.
There's no reason
to
to
trade
trade
them. So.
And are they too good to help the Blackhawks out right now? That would ruin the tank.
Maybe. I mean, and I don't want Kravtsov. I don't want.
No.
It's more like crap is off.
He is not good.
But I don't know. Dallas kind of be a lot if they're going to trade for Kane, and also it's in the division, so you could tax them.
All you can hope for is that those 2 teams just kind of keep going at it. Hopefully, those 2 teams.
Let's get a third team in there. Come on, Vegas. Like Charlie said, let's get Vegas in there with Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
They got the cap now.
Carolina.
Oh. Now,
Carolina
Pierce,
is another good team because they have a lot of prospects.
I was gonna say, Pierce. Here's my question to you. So, like, I know they have a very big quantity of prospects.
Mhm.
If you could pluck one from Carolina, who would it be?
I gotta.
Because they got guys who have already made the roster, so it's like Natchez and Jarvis, they're not going to be.
No, that's they're
Yeah,
not.
like even if Jarvis is having a bad year, he's untouchable. There's no way. After what he did in the playoffs last year, no way. But they got guys like Gunler in the system. Who was the guy they drafted last year? Trzikov. He's a good player.
Gleb.
Yeah, Gleb. Who else do they have? They got a couple other guys. Just not.
I don't
too
know. I
familiar.
think they should trade for Peter Kochekov because that's their goal of the future.
Dude, if they could
Carolina
snag
would never do that.
Kochekov, holy
If we
I
get
lost you, man,
Cooch,
baby.
man.
Patrick Kane for Kochekov.
Patrick Kane for Coochie 1-for-1.
Oh, we get the Coochie man with Soderblom. Oh, actually not. Like Kochekov would be amazing with us, though. Oh my.
Oh, and by the way, everyone we kind of overreacted with Arvid Soderblom. I'm pretty sure he has like a 930 save percentage over his past few games. He's all right.
It's almost like he just needed to get his confidence back.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing on an historically bad team. And
It's all right. Jackson Rockstar Schwaber's gonna carry us.
Yes, sir. Fucking love that.
If that's like another criticism I have at Kyle Davidson, it's probably the goaltending situation.
Can't
Like,
really.
not even that. Like the goaltending they have fine now. They just need an extra guy. So like Arvid Soderblom's not getting shelled. anyways.
It was like early in the year when Connor Ingram was on waivers. We were like, oh, man, you guys just really just pick him up as like a.
You could have just gotten really anyone.
Just a guy who can play games. What do they say? A body. You just need a body.
Just a fella, even.
But I gotta think they drafted goalie this year too, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's.
because they're gonna have so many picks.
Well,
early
last time
on.
they drafted a goalie was they didn't draft last year. And they got one in 20, right? With Kamisa.
Yeah, they got
That would have been the last one they drafted.
Yeah.
There's some goalies this year, not elite ones, but like guys they can get in the second, third round.
Get like a Scott Ratzlaff.
Oh, I was gonna say they could get any one of the goalies from Seattle.
Trey Augustine's not bad from the U.S. program.
And by the way,
there's the
Seattle,
goalie from the Slovakia who's incredible. Go get
by the
him.
way,
I'll get that fucking guy. That's someone I actually know something about. Get
Seattle's
him.
WHL team is crazy right now.
Didn't Dylan Gunther just get sent there? Holy and then Lambert's there.
Brad Lambert just played his first few games there. He's like over point per game.
I
Gunther's
saw
back in Seattle.
Korchinski slinging getting apples from Lambert shots.
And Colton Dock is still injured. He's going to play. I think he's going to be back in the playoffs. See, it's not even close. They're the best team. I think they already clinched a playoff spot for when I saw it. There's still like a month and a half to go.
Holy smokes. It's gonna be WHL playoffs are like up for grabs too. It looks like it's wide open, or at least like the top teams. It's wide open.
The Oil Kings had a crazy team last year. Dylan Gunther was on that team as well. They were stacked. I think that Thunderbirds team is even better.
They got so many first round picks on this team. Like we're not even talking about like Schaefer in them either. Like
Or Nolan Allen.
dude, like you say that as a joke, but like he has not been bad this year.
Oh no, not at all. No.
He's kind of taking the Del Mastro route where he's just becoming a minute eater, and I kind of like that, to be honest. Like I think Del Mastro's
Been
kind of interesting. Like
That's why I think Jake McCabe, if they can get a really good trade for him, not even this year, but like in the next year or two, and retain half that salary, like it makes so much sense because they have so many left-handed shots coming up. Like even just this year, if they trade McCabe, like Phillips is going to come up and get some time. And, yes,
yeah, you got Vlasic still, or I think's a guy.
Vlasic as well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Am I echoing, by the way?
No, you
Okay,
are
check,
good.
check.
on my end, actually.
A little bit.
But also like, oh, it's all good. I thought it was me. That's why.
I heard someone's cell phone go off though.
One thing that I am curious, like we always talk about like trading McCabe and like people, I think we brought up Murphy last show and whatnot. But one thing that doesn't get talked about enough is like the right side is kind of set for now at least.
For the most
Like
part.
Jones, Murphy. I would think Regula probably fits that third slot for now if we're going off of like right-handed defenseman.
Yeah.
But like down the line, Renzel like 3 or 4 years down the line is hopefully that
Dude,
guy.
he's picking up steam too in the USHL. He scored an overtime goal.
He's looked good, and like that timeline aligns with Murphy's contract relatively well. So I just think their rights, like you said, their left side they could take that swing way more than on that right side.
Because you have
Their defense is as set as it could be. Their goaltending is fairly set as it can be for goaltending, but
Load up on forwards.
forwards you got a low. And if there's a draft to do it, it's this one.
No, like my dad was talking about today. He's like, yeah, they shouldn't draft the defenseman. I was like, yeah, this isn't a good defenseman class either. So like this is
If you want to draft like a defenseman in the second or third round, fine. But if your 2 first-round picks aren't,
listen, you get like an Oliver Bonk in round 2. I'm fine with that. But like I don't need you drafting like Lindstein in round 1 with the Tampa pick. Sorry.
Theo,
And that's not against him. He's a fine player. It's just that's not what this team needs right now. They need at least 4 forwards with the first 4 picks. And whether those picks are 3 firsts and a second or 2 firsts, 2 seconds. Just gotta take as many.
by the way,
picks.
your first pick, which is probably be top 5 at the worst, like you're picking a forward.
Yeah, and at worst, you're picking like Will Smith or Dal Bortavorsky.
Oh no!
Isn't that the guy from Will Smith?
Yo, is that the guy who got slapped at the Oscars? My buddy Pierce told me. Hold on. Yo, it was you. You told me.
Woohoo, me?
Wait, Pierce is in the call with us right now. What?
I just remember when Pierce and I did our draft rankings, and I was like, oh my god, there's a dude named Will Smith in the draft, and then he ends up being like cracked out of his mind this year.
Yeah, he's
Like he He has walked into the top 5 in this draft, and
He's
is
like-
not.
I think he's like just under 2 points per game. And he's like his point production is similar to Jack Hughes.
That's just how good this draft class is.
And I think
He's
there's
like
a lot of it. Like, I think he's very similar to Zegras. If the Blackhawks worst case get Will Smith, if they get a Driver Zegras type of player,
Listen, you got to swing for the skill with that pick. That's all I'm going to say. Unless it's like only guy I'm okay with not swinging for skill with is like Dvorsky, just because I think he has the mold of a top 6 center, which I think is worth. If you're picking in the 4 to 7 range, that's worth bringing into value. I don't know if Smith's a center at the NHL level. I think he's more of a wing, but he could be a center. I didn't think Nazar was a center either, but we've heard multiple prospect guys say he could be a center. So
that's the thing. Most of the people I trust the most with like that kind of stuff, they always say Nazar is gonna be a center. And like going back to Scott Wheeler having them number 5, like I know that's not the end all be all. It's like having someone rank you number 5. Oh, we got everything is set in place now. We're all good. But
when you were 26 the year prior,
I was gonna say. They've done 1 year of committing to this rebuild. Like, I'm pretty sure next month it'll be a year since Davidson's been fully in charge. They've jumped up 20 spots. And, it just
and look at all the top 15. Like 10 of them are Davidson guys.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. And, I don't mean to, cut you off. The only thing that made me excited is he pointed out that if Nazar played this year, he might have been number 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just because that's how much of an upside that kid has.
Mm-hmm. And
but yeah, Kirby Doc got a secondary assist, so we lost.
Went Wheels masterclass, as they say.
Yeah, but now we got to shit on Jordan Harris. Out of all people. Because he doesn't produce. Or no, he hasn't been as noticeable as Arbor Jack.
Ooh, oh my
But
god.
he fights and he puts fists in face and gives black eyes. So he's good. He'd be a top 6 defenseman on every team in the NHL right now, don't you know?
Listen, Kevin Korchinski's a great defensive prospect, but he's no Caden Gooley.
Guys, if I put on skates, I'd be an NHLer on any team.
You would, Jimmy, because you are fast. You
Steve Conroy moment.
Yeah. I'm the Kyle Davidson player. Really fast, and I try pretty hard most of the time.
Dude, if you skated around with your hair on fire like Sam Lafferty, you'd lose it all like him, and you'd be the next Sam Lafferty.
No way.
It's okay, I'll lose it all by I'm 35, and then I'll call Kyle Davidson up.
Hey, do you guys want a fun fact?
Let's hear it.
Andre Palat's only played 18 games this year.
How many points?
We are now looking at 10 points.
There you go. He's over half point per game.
He got 2 goals tonight. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just I didn't know he was out for that long with that injury.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, good thing he's only been signed for a couple of years, so it's not like the Devils are locked onto him long term or anything.
Also, it's a good thing the thing you signed him for isn't coming for a couple of other months, so he's got time to warm up. You got pull out for the playoffs.
He's a playoff signing.
February hockey. Jack Hughes' goal game pace will get you there.
He is a 7-year Brian Bickle. Play half your regular season.
Bro, they just got another game
crack in the playoffs. Oh my god.
Oh, and another thing, I feel like we're not talking about him enough, and he could still be a good top 4 defenseman, and he might even sign this year, Wyatt Kaiser.
Oh, yeah, he's fallen on the radar quite a bit.
It depends on where they finish in the tournament this year.
Yeah,
because if he gets really close to another title, I think he might stay another year. But if he signs on and we get 10 games of him at the end of the year, that'd be awesome. Then just ship his ass to Rockford for the whole year next year.
And Samuel Savoy is just destroying the QMJHL. Not that that's necessarily a hard thing to do, but from what I've heard, when we had Mitch Brown on, he's just his game is projectable to the NHL because he's just a pain in the ass and he skates really fast.
Like Andrew Shaw.
Yeah, and we saw that at training camp. There's glimpses of even if he isn't a top 6 guy, he's not going to be a top 6 guy. But if he's a bottom 6 guy, he got that.
Dude, if he's a third liner, that's a win.
Yeah.
Dude, he is your Swiss knife Brad Marchand, and I really can't wait to see it in the NHL.
He is the French Brad Marchand.
The Brad Marchand.
Oui.
Baguette, croissant.
Something French people.
That was like me and Schmitty in Montreal. Yeah, oui.
Yeah, I should have definitely like taken up like a Duolingo class before we went to Montreal. That was on me.
Remember? Yeah, I didn't really know much. Remember when we went to that corner store by Airbnb and we were trying to like pay for stuff, and because that was the day that the whole like Rogers went down in Canada. So we couldn't pay by card, and then like we come up to the counter and we like try to use their card. They're like, no. I felt so bad for them because they didn't know.
It was bad. Like, cause like we were like, yeah, like they had been mentioned that in the city everyone speaks English or like they speak both, but we were a little more outside the city, and once you get outside a certain point, it's just all French.
Remember when we went to I think it was called Dunn's, which was so good.
Oh, Dunn's was
like
good.
The waitress we had, like she was speaking perfect English, and there was like guys that were French next to us. She would go over there and speak flawless English. Like I was French. I was impressed.
It's like seamlessly too. They go back.
She would go up to the French guys and speak flawless English.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You want to know how to flex on French people? It's speak, good, wholehearted English.
Oh. But no, Montreal was fun, but. So, Dylan Strome signed a 5x5.
Good for him.
Dylan Strome, yeah.
I think that's the reaction for everyone. Good for him.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, that's signed too long," and it's like, I don't care. This guy finally got term after begging for it for 4 years. Like, jeez.
Yeah, playing his ass off this year.
Yep. Who would have thought? Give a guy that is good with skill players in the top
Put him
six.
with the greatest goal scorer of all time, and he might get points. Wow, what a
crazy. But now he's getting scratched for Anthony Mantha. So
wait, what? Are you fucking kidding me,
dude? Like they rotate players because they're healthy now, so they have too many forwards. They have like 15 guys. Like Connor Brown's not even back yet. Like I don't know what they're gonna do when he comes back. But
Strome, by the way, 36 in 52 games. It's pretty good. Good hockey player.
No, that's bad. Let's scratch him and then buy him out after we sign him to an extension. Let's do that instead.
Jeremy Colleton just needs to go away. Oh wait, welcome to Abbotsford. Anyways, good for Sonny Milano too. He finally got some stability.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, that guy who scored the goal on the Zegers play. That was, and didn't he sign a PTO with Calgary and then it didn't work out and then he went to Washington?
Because they got to give Lucic top 6 minutes, bud.
Yeah, you are right. Hey guys, win a cup, lift it up. Am I right? The best song.
So what you gonna Dylan do, pay about?
No, that's not a line. That's a line.
What?
That's actually a line.
Yes, and you want to know how I know? Because God bless Drew. Every time Dylan Dubé scores, he puts it on the timeline. So I just see that clip. So what you gonna Dylan Dubé about? Oh, they deserved everything that happened in that second round series after that video. I'm sorry.
He brought it on. It was his fault.
God, you're the reason McDavid went like world beater mode on your hockey team.
You're the reason why Draisaitl went like 2 points per game in the second round.
But enough about us playing Threes Eliminator. Of course, as soon as I say that to Mitch Foley ties the game. I hate this.
It's like they're listening to us. Anyways, guys.
They are.
I got something to play for you. Just listen.
No, I'm good.
No, you're not good. You need to keep listening.
Oh.
2004, it was in. We know that's right. Big bad Declan got a backhand like a Brexit when he scrapped a Noah Hannafin and Anderson was in the tip.
That is not.
He moving up like a chuck in the clutch. You know he don't give a fuck. Win a cup, lift it up.
Win a second round series.
Dude, they barely beat Dallas. It took a Johnny Gaudreau Game 7 overtime winner to beat Jake Andre. No, let's record that, line. Guys. Yeah.
Terrible.
Let's do a song about it.
Lift the cup. Didn't you hear
Oh my
him? Oh,
God,
Riley
but,
still wants a -1. Oh no. Anyway,
Oh no. Anyways,
thanks for that second, Bozo.
We got a
And
second
Jason
round pick and a
Dickinson
fucking
as well.
roster
we're
player.
gonna flip for a first.
We got a second and Jason Dickinson.
We got some cat Jamie Dickinson.
Who's like actually not terrible.
Good hockey player, does things
Dude,
for you. That's
dude.
another guy who next
Sam
deadline.
Lafferty and Jason Dickinson, when one scores, the other scores. It's like that video of Kobe and Shaq going.
Well, now the Leafs are gonna have to get them both.
I
Put
was
them both
literally
back
just
in
about
jail,
to say.
yeah.
I was just about to
Dude,
say. I guess the
Engvall,
Leafs are
Hull,
gonna
and a
have to-
first. Dickinson and Lafferty.
Hey,
I need those young players on the Hawks. Oh,
we're gonna get
Lord.
Engvall and Kerfoot back. That's our duo back.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
And Lafferty.
We're getting the Harvard boy.
Hey.
Finally, we're gonna have smart hockey players. Right?
Smart hockey man on the
Mm-mm-mm.
team. Let's go.
I would not mind a Nicky Robb on the Blackhawks.
Nicky
Too bad
Bobby.
Nicky
Bobby.
Bobby's out till June, so he's
Hey
probably gonna
guys,
get
isn't he
traded.
a defenseman though? Haha, laugh now.
Florida is beating Tampa 6-1. Jesus.
Oh no. Anyways,
Eric Stahl, what a guy. All right, what's next?
all right. What's next? Good question. We'll talk about the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Yeah, there's gonna be a football game
Go
next
team.
week, guys.
I'm-
Go
I'm-
Super Bowl.
My thoughts on the Super Bowl is I'm that picture of Rob Lowe, the Super Bowl cap in the stands, or like the NFL cap. That's me. I don't really care who wins. I just want a good game. If
I'm-
it's a blowout,
I'm
I'm
the-
gonna be pissed.
I'm Norm Macdonald. I'm like, this might come as a surprise to all of you, but I hope both sides of the both sides die in this.
Gee, why is that? It couldn't be that your Bengals lost to the Chiefs. No.
Oh, Dylan, you
Hmm.
disappeared, and it's so sad. But
Pierce, it's okay if you blocked him because he made fun of the Bengals. It's okay. We don't have to. You don't have to hide
he's
it.
kicked off the podcast now.
You know what? Anyways, now that Dylan
Drop the
surprisingly
bad
left.
hammer on him. Yeah. No, the
Uh,
Bengals lost. They kind of got fucked over. But you know what?
I wanted a
They-
Bengals 49ers Super Bowl so badly.
I wanted a Joe Burrow Super Bowl win. That's all I wanted for
Weird.
Christmas.
See, I also just like wanted to see Robbie Gold at least in this Super Bowl again.
Oh, fuck,
So
I
it's
didn't
like-
even think about that.
Yeah.
Isn't Matt
still needs a
Nagy in the
ring.
Super Bowl too? Isn't he like assistant coach? for
Fine.
him? I don't know.
Tom Brady will come back and he'll come out of retirement the second time and go to the 49ers like we were all saying he would. And by we, I mean like me and fucking Schmitty and like maybe two other people. I don't know. Yeah, like a group, very niche. Very niche, very cool. Inside joke. Like you have to be cool to understand it. But
I'd like to be part of one someday. I like inside jokes.
Mhm.
love jokes. I'd like to be inside one someday.
But yeah, I was pretty disappointed, but also proud of my Bengals team. I thought they gave a valiant effort. It's not like they got destroyed. It was so close. It was heartbreaking, but at the end of the day,
Just a stupid play.
I can hold my head high knowing that they gave it their damnedest and their all.
Yeah, my thing with the Bengals is like everyone's gonna get hung up on that one play, but like the thing that won't get talked about is they had the ball right before that. And,
Yeah, they really could have. They could have really.
They could have won the game, and
They-
they punted the ball away,
Yeah.
and they lost. So whatever.
Yep.
I
That's
guess,
football. Yeah.
I guess I want the Eagles to win just because I don't want to see Matt Nagy win. But
Oh, that's real. That's real shit. That's real shit, Reagan.
Reagan, I had forgotten about that until just now. So
Oh boy,
go
go
Eagles!
Fly, Eagles, fly, or whatever the fuck.
Hi,
Go
Eagles!
birds.
Fucking fly.
don't really give a fuck. But go Eagles, I guess.
Yay, Robert Quinn can get a ring finally. There we go.
Yep, there we go. Cheering for Robert Quinn on Sunday.
God.
And,
This guy is gonna get another job somewhere. Oh God, he's gonna ruin another quarterback. quarterback. He's going to ruin another elite defense. I can't wait.
Yeah, but Dylan, but Patrick Mahomes is a good quarterback, and Matt Nagy hasn't ruined him yet. So clearly, he couldn't be all that bad. I mean, come on, come on. Like,
I know, right? It's just like it's crazy. I don't know how that works, right? Like, clearly, it's not his fault. God, I don't know.
The best
Nagy
quarterback
apologist or Mitch
not ruin it.
Dude,
like
Nagy apologist versus Mr. Apologist is literally hydrogen bomb versus or coughing baby. Like, I'm sorry. Like, fucking hate being a Bears fan so much. Oh my God. And now we're in the Super Bowl where I either have to root for the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last time, or we got to root for the team that has our old coach that's a whole fucking sack of shit. Oh, God.
The coach that literally just destroyed our entire team.
Almost murdered Justin Fields. Like, and that's coming from a year where he was on his ass.
People in Chicago sports running franchises.
Terrible, dude. Like, oh my God. Whatever. Enough about the Bears. Go eat. Fly, Eagles, fly, I guess.
Go Leafs. Go Leafs.
Let's talk about the Leafs.
Go Leafs! Yes, sir!
Plan the parade!
I'm gonna need Curtis to go to the Leafs Blackhawks game with Jimmy and I.
Oh man, I wish.
Yes, sir!
Another
Willie!
I'm thinking of going to that game and doing the old jersey switch every time a team scores.
Jersey
oh no! Rip the jersey off. Yeah.
If
Or no,
Matthews
Jimmy,
is
you should get
playing,
half.
I'm
You should
wearing
get half and half. You should get a half.
No.
half
Stop.
Seth Jones, half Morgan Riley. Twice the pride, double the shit.
It'll say Joe Eiley or Ryones or I don't know.
No, but like that would work perfectly because it's 4 and 44. It actually worked perfectly.
I should wear that, yeah.
Or even better,
He
you
was
do
like,
Philip Kurashev and Justin Hall or something.
I think I'm gonna get a white shirt that day. Yeah, Schmitty, how about this? How about I get a white hoodie and we get blue marker and write Hull and 3 on the back of it.
Half and half.
No, yeah, I'll put like Hull 3 and then Kerfoot 15. Just put like next to each other.
Oh, Jimmy, we both have
Gotta support both my
Camp
favorite
Leaf
players.
jerseys. I'm stupid. I forgot. My bad.
Wait, what's that?
We got to wear David Camp jerseys.
Oh, duh, obviously. I came
No,
here
but
for
like
David,
for real,
here
I'm
for
probably wearing my
David.
Taves jersey because that's the last time he's gonna be on the ice. So probably.
David Camp, can I get a puck? I was your biggest fan in Chicago.
No, I really wasn't, but I saw you score probably your best goal ever. I saw that in person.
Why, you were in the bubble when they were playing Vegas and David Camp scored that shorthanded
Yes, I was
Oh,
actually. No, but like seriously, he walked the fuck out of everyone in Florida that one time. That was fun.
You did see his best goal. Yes.
It's literally his best goal.
Yeah.
Walked,
brother
like I'm
saw
like
his
walking
second
back to
best
my
goal
seat.
where
I just
he,
see David Camp cook the fuck out of someone. I'm like, what is going
Dude,
on right
he
now?
pass. That's when Aaron Ekblad had like a good while where he couldn't skate faster than a fucking little
Dude,
tyke.
it's the
fucking
same
tripe,
game
dude. It
where
was
Alex
bad.
Formanton got Alexander Fortan got a shorty from
Oh.
like the blue line.
Yes.
Oh
when he was our biggest hope back then. That's how.
no, he was not. That was Andreas Martinson, buddy. Get it right. Anyways.
Oh.
God,
I think we're
dude, it's so
all.
bad.
I think we're all forgetting about
Bowman
Knicks.
really looked at that roster, bro, and was like, playoff team. We're contending.
By the way, that was Taves and Kane's best year.
Yeah, I want to kill myself.
In
Like,
NHL
I hate,
history.
I hate,
NHL
I
history
hate that
ever.
management group so much. Oh my god. The best years from, and it was also the best year Duncan Keith had out of the last 5. So he wasted all 3 of those.
Don't you guys remember Luke Johnson and Jacob Nil?
Luke Johnson played on the power play. I hate this shit.
Oh yeah.
Just to
And,
put in perspective how bad defensively that team was and
who
how
was
much
that
they
other
were
fucking
carried
guy?
by their
Who
best
was-
forwards. Cam Ward was 16, 12, and 4 with a 367 goals against average and an 897 save.
Who was
How
that?
Cam Ward had a winning record, I don't know. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Artem Anisimov, like 40. I hate that hockey team, dude. Oh my god. This is like, I joked about it last show. How does the GM that is blatantly tanking make better moves for the hockey team than the GM who's trying to win a fucking cup? I don't
Imagine if they got like a player of Max Domi and Athanasiou's level instead of Brandon Mann and Chris Kunitz and Cam Ward.
Who knows?
Oh,
Maybe they
man.
win a couple more games in November. Jesus
Just the
Christ,
thought.
dude.
Just the
Maybe if
thought.
they signed Calvin DeHaan when he was a free agent that year, instead of trading Gustav Forsling for him, which in hindsight looks so much worse now. Like, didn't even think about that. Oh, it was just a nothing trade. We got DeHaan for Forsling. What a fleece. No, fucking wasn't.
Forsling's
Hey.
good now.
I hate the Blackhawks, dude. I hate this team. so
Hey
much.
guys, Chicago sports don't suck that much. I mean, they've won. They're the only one of 3 cities that have had more than
Oh,
three
my God.
three other teams win championships in the past 20 years.
Yeah, and they forget
Oh,
to mention
man.
that 2 of them are from 2 baseball teams. So half of the city roots for one and half roots for the other. So technically it's 2 if we're
And
being
one
honest.
was back in 2005.
Unless
Go
you're
back
one of those
20
hosers that
years.
roots for both teams, and if you're one of those people, I pick a
How do
side.
you?
You must be
Yeah.
fucking insufferable when it comes to politics. Holy shit.
Matthew McConaughey of people. I just think all sides.
No, people that cheer
What
for
if we
the
just
Cubs.
found a middle ground?
People that cheer for the Cubs and White Sox are the ones where I'm like, I think some things conservatives are fine, but I'm a liberal on some things.
Oh, you know,
Isn't that good for you?
Both
I'm
sides have
fiscally
the-
conservative, but socially liberal. Yeah.
What's the? It's the one where it's the one fucking meme where it's like, I think there are good ideas on both sides. I just seem to agree with only the ones that are very fascist.
Yeah, yeah. And then LA has like 2 teams for pretty much every sport, it seems like.
Oh, they got 2 for everything. They almost got 3.
The only
That's
one
it.
is like Boston and
Boston is Boston. That
Ooh.
doesn't need an explanation.
who
I got my-
Boston, if you like, I'm pretty sure if you go back to the year I was born in 2000, they've won at least a championship like every year at the worst.
Oh no. They had to go 3 years without a championship.
Oh,
Oh no, they had to get to preschool without a belt. Whatever will they do? Anyways, you guys want to hear something even worse? Let's listen to the Blackhawks team that they've all traded away and tell me if this is a playoff team or not. This is my favorite game. We
no.
ready?
Oh, boy.
Let's play.
Panarin, Philip Deneau, Teuvo Teravainen. That's the top line.
That is a
That's-
first.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That's the first line on a lot of teams. Yeah.
Oh no, second line's better. That's the worst part. Second line's to Brinkett, Strom, Schmaltz. Which Nick Schmaltz, 82 points in his last 82 games, by the way.
That's
There's a reason why Arizona isn't as bad as Chicago.
Yep.
A big-
Third line, Saad Doc Hartman.
yeah. That is
this game.
This game sucks. I
Not
hate this
anymore.
game. Dude, the fourth line has Brandon Hagel on it. I want to
Oh
kill
my god,
myself.
no,
It's
yeah, that's a team.
Duclair.
That's a team.
Penis Suter and
Oh.
fucking Hagel.
Oh,
Hey, no
Is he
Kubalik
on
in
the
the
Red
top
Wings
12.
right
I'll just
now?
tell you how stacked we are. We don't need that bum. No Kubalik in the top 12.
He's a
Oh man,
Like, granted, the defense isn't good. Forsling, Boquist, Kempney, Jokiharju, Gustafsson, Ruda.
who
But then you have
cares?
Leonard and Forsberg in net. Tell me that's not a French playoff team. Like,
No,
Oh, this team is
playoff team.
without question. That team is better than the Blackhawks right
so
now.
much better. It's better than last year's Blackhawks.
Is that Blackhawks team is better than the 2018-19 team? They make the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, I'll say that Blackhawks team is better
hate
than like
this.
every
They
team.
might
that
even
has
they're better
made
than the
playoffs.
2017-18. They might even be better than the 2016-17 team. Like
Yes.
And like, yeah, I
Well,
bet
that
every team
defense
can
is
do this
spotty
with their
as
like
fuck, but-
guys that they've.
Oh,
given
you
up
could do that with
over.
like the Leafs. You could do that with.
Yeah, I bet. But like, I'm sorry when you got two of the best players the franchise has ever seen in their prime, and you're just throwing away players left, right, and center like this. All of them under 25. Usually, when you threw them away, by the way, like
It's awesome.
he didn't want
no,
to
we
because he
called
was
this
afraid to
guy-
pay him 2 years down the line or something.
Oh, we called this guy up at 19, and he's not doing quite well. Then we gotta pay him. Oh, let's just trade him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, do that. That's so cool when you do that,
Let's
Stan.
trade
Do that
him.
again.
Per game player because we're afraid to pay him in 2 years after he just took a sweetheart extension. Oh, I hate this team. I hate this team. Can we stop talking about this team? It makes me
Yes.
sad. Thank you. Let's go find Twitter questions.
Finding
gonna
Twitter
say.
questions. Finding Twitter questions.
Finding Twitter questions. Uh-oh, Jimmy's
Oh.
dead again.
No, thanks for watching
Oh,
Mail Time with Smosh. We'll see you in the next episode. Yeah.
I got my go-go juice. I got my go-go
You
juice.
Barbershop ball. Oh, classic.
You got any questions though?
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Looking for questions. Going to the AI chatbot for questions.
Thoughts on Christian Cairo as a prospect?
Second pairing defenseman.
Like,
And that's not a bad thing.
he's a guy, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really.
He's
No.
related to Jordan. That's all I know.
Hey,
Let's hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle in Dallas.
he's Greek. I'll
Is he?
say that. Yeah, well,
I'll say that since nobody else will. He's
Hmm.
Greek.
Hmm.
Got to it first, Pierce.
Well, at least
This
he's
is
got
from-
that for him.
this is from Reese Johnson fan. With the deadline less than a month away, what is everyone's trade predictions? How many Hawks get moved, and how many first-round picks will the Blackhawks have at the 2023 NHL draft?
I think the Hawks have 3 firsts. I think Kane stays. I think they both stay.
I
I'm
think
just
they
gonna
both
say it.
stay, yeah.
So
And I
don't
think
put that
there's
down.
going to be a Lafferty McCabe multi move
To Toronto.
Probably,
I
for
actually-
being honest.
No, I really
I was
do think
listening to the
Lafferty
Dangle
McCabe-
podcast, and they're like, "There's one team that I'm really curious about." I'm pretty sure Steve was like that. It's like it's the Blackhawks.
No, because like
Yeah,
it could be like Domi and McCabe too. Like they need a top 6 left wing. You're telling
We
me
could get
Domi-
Colin Blackwell again.
Huh.
They really wanted to.
I think they need Jason Dickinson personally, but
No, I don't
They
think
can't
They
fit
got
him
Jason
'cause he
Lafferty
makes
too.
money.
It's a package deal.
yeah, he
No,
makes
I-
money.
I do think Domi McCabe makes way more sense than Lafferty McCabe. So I hoping Domi McCabe to the Leafs. I know that Leafs fans like you can get some good PR by getting Ty Domi's son. That makes sense for them. Yeah, let's see Domi to McCabe and McCabe to Toronto for a first and whatever the fuck.
Nicky Robertson.
Yeah. Well, is he injured?
Dude,
Nicky
if
Robertson.
if you can actually pry Matt Nyes from his
Pry the
hands
Nyes.
this
Oh.
time.
No, please. I really need a first and Nyes for those two. Let's do
And
that.
also, I
First-
hate being that guy, but like, if the Leafs really gave a shit about winning, they would have made that move. Because now your rival has him, and they have him for 3 years.
Oh, the
Now you
team
get
you're
to play
gonna
him in the
face in
first round every year.
Yeah, the team you're going to
Idiots.
face in the first round the second year in a row has that player.
And by idiots, I mean it's singular idiot and Kyle Dubas because he's Kyle
Uh-huh,
Stupidest
couldn't be
because he
Mike,
doesn't like making
baby.
big
no,
moves.
Kyle
Not
Doofus
my
actually.
hashtag, not my KD.
Yeah, not my case.
Hashtag not my KD. I don't subscribe to Kevin Durant or Kyle Dubas. I'm a Kyle Davidson guy myself.
But it's okay. He can make up for it. Just give us like Fraser Minton in a first.
The
No,
only
not
KDs
Fraser
I
Mintz.
like-
What are the
is-
Leafs gonna do
Yeah,
without
not
a prospect?
Fraser Mintz.
No, not Fraser Mintz. No.
No, my favorite is when fucking Tree tried to tell me that Fraser Minton wasn't good, and then a week later he looked at his stats and he's like, "I'm hearing Fraser Minton might be good now." It's just like, oh my god.
Hey, he's a Kamloops Blazer. He's going to join his teammate Logan Stankoven in being a Blackhawks prospect.
I hope so. God, please.
Mm.
Let's
gonna say-
let's pry prospects from our own
I
division.
know that it's like I think Dallas goes for Kane. I think Dallas gets Kane. I feel
If
like
he gets
Jim-
traded, I don't know.
If.
No, I'm just trade predictions. I'm predicting Kane. Kane to Dallas. for some reason, I just
For
feels like
Antonio Stranges.
Jim Nill has had this team for so fucking long, and I feel like I don't know if he's this smart, if he's smart enough, but that window isn't exactly like the longest one.
Pete
And if
DeBoer
you
is
can
only
get
going to
it-
keep this team good for so long. It's going to
Yeah,
be 2 years. He's going to be out. Might as well get a Patrick Kane help.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you look at the fine print of every Pete DeBoer contract, the little tiny asterisk at the bottom that says
Well,
only
if they
good
go
for
off
2 years,
history, he's going to go to the Cup final and lose.
unless he gets Patrick
He
Kane.
did that with New Jersey and San Jose, and he'll probably do that with Dallas because the West sucks this year.
So let's say Kane.
All the
for a
more
second
reason to
to
go after
stake on him.
Patrick Kane.
Hmm?
I said more reason to go after Patrick Kane because the West sucks.
Take your
Kane for
shot.
Stankoven in a second. Call it a day.
Conditional second that turns into a 2024 first.
Yes, sir.
Not lottery protected.
I like
And then it
that.
ends up being Cole Eiserman. Anyways.
No way Steve had a son. That's pretty cool.
Oh, what?
Last question. I guess this is kind of more.
Congrats on the kid, man.
Do the Rangers trade for anyone?
Yeah, you're not gonna like who I say they trade for.
Actually, who is it? I'm curious.
Someone who's not Timo Meyer, Patrick Kane. That's for starters. The name's not coming to my head right now, but like, it's gonna be someone that's not great. Like, I just don't think that's the move that they're looking to make right now. Like, unless, like, maybe they can get Timo Meyer. Maybe they give up the package that's necessary for that. But I don't see they are so hell-bent on hanging on to prospects till they have no value, or they trade them for a first, like Nils Lundqvist. So I just don't think they bite. Like, maybe they could find a way to move Krabstov just for like a change of scenery type thing. Wonder if there's like ooh. All right, here's my dark horse one. We're gonna go Krabstov or Besser.
Oh,
I was going to say another Canuck. I think the Rangers trade
That's
for
interesting.
Bishop.
oh
Get
no.
Justin Braun for a third time.
No. Nola Chari to the Rangers.
Nick
Oh,
Sealer.
man.
Or honestly, go get Tarasenko. Like, go
Are
get
you telling me Sam Lafferty won't be a New York Ranger by the end of that day?
No,
He
it'll
has
be
to
Andreas Athanasiou.
Oh, I
Nick
could totally
Sealer,
see
by the
Anthony
way,
C going
is
to the
on Daily
Rangers.
Face-Off's trade board. He's 24th.
That idiot is so getting traded for a third. I hate this. league.
Scoop! Sealer is a human nail gun.
Yeah,
Physical and it's flowing under the radar as a late-blooming late-round pick.
No,
Matthew Chuck has 5 points tonight. Oh God.
By the way, he is ahead of Matthias Ekholm, who is at 25. What year is this again? Matthias Ekholm on the trading block.
couldn't have been 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or whatever.
Literally any year this decade.
Oh well. Yeah, but the Rangers, they'll make a move. It's just not going to be the one that's getting advertised like crazy right now.
We'll just get they're gonna end up with one of the Domi. Let's see, what would be Domi, Lafferty, McCabe? Not McCabe. I'm sure they get.
No. I was gonna say they got Carpenter last year, but that was Calgary who did. But Carpenter signed with the Rangers. I think they're gonna get Jujhar Khaira.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That was the one we talked about.
Yeah, Jack-
Jujhar
Wait,
Khaira.
Wait, no. Trade for all the guys who had beef with the Rangers this year. So you get Kara, you get Athanasiou, and you get Taves. You get all the guys who fought anyone on the Rangers this year.
Jujhar Khaira in the same locker room as
Jacob Trouba.
I didn't even think of that.
Yo, that's the first thing I thought of. I was
And they're
like,
hockey
I like
players,
your
so
thinking,
they'll
Pierce. Let's
shake hands
ruin
and-
them from within. Let's tear him apart from the inside.
Because Jacob Trouba was just so irrelevant, I didn't even think of him anyways.
But guys, clearly him throwing his helmet like a little child is good because they're winning games now.
They've won games since then. They all gathered around and saw the helmet toss, and they were like, "You know what, boys?
We might actually score a
let's
goal.
hitch up our socks and and win games." And then
They saw that happen, and then they were
Yeah.
like, "That's it. That settles it."
that's
We're
the
not wearing
final
pride jerseys.
straw. That's the final straw, is what they said, and then they won games because they have good players. Yeah.
Something like
I
that.
love having good players.
I wish my
point.
team did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd like to be
Be
part
nice
of.
if my team does.
Yeah. Mhm.
One more month, and then he'll get.
I love
called up.
inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one day.
The Florida Panthers are beating the Tampa Bay Lightning 7-1 right now, and they're outshooting them 49-31.
Yeah, Kachuk has 5 points.
That's a good hockey player.
He has 2 goals and 3 assists.
And he might not even make the playoffs.
Nope.
'cause-
Yeah, I'm like,
Uh,
she's like a chat, and I was like, "Where's this? The first 50 games?"
seriously.
Like, they,
Tampa missing the playoffs? Oh.
Florida missing the playoffs. Tampa missed the playoffs. That's even better for us. Give me pick 14, please.
Oh, yeah.
It's never
I
going to
wish.
happen, but would be nice.
Oh, no, they were way too far out. Yeah.
Nah, remember when they were bad in October and we had fun with that for like a week? That was fun.
I know.
I love entertaining when the Lightning are going to be bad for like 2 weeks. That's always fun.
Don't worry. Knowing my luck, it'll be Tampa will fall into the wild card spots, and Buffalo will skyrocket into that 3 place, that 3 seed in the Atlantic, and then beat the Leafs at 7. I can't wait. It's gonna happen.
Just
It's gonna
saw
be
the
so much fun.
You're gonna lose a 41 or 2-year-old Craig Anderson.
wake up, babe, new urinating, or wake up, babe, new fucking Vesitoskala fucking trade thing. Dylan Larkin Affertain for Fraser Minton. What the
Well, don't you know him and Mitch Marner are best friends now, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
then they're gonna
God.
trade Pontus Holberg for him Affertain. 1 for 1.
No.
Isn't he their
Pontus
next
Holmberg-
Ryan O'Reilly though?
No, yeah, Pontus Holmberg's the next Ryan O'Reilly. I don't want to get rid of him so fast.
Did
I
you
don't wanna
see
do
him
that.
score that goal against the Rangers? He's got to be the 3rd line center.
Also, going back to the STP, they said they'd be open to the idea of Taves going to Toronto.
Yeah, I bet they would. I bet they would.
That's real. Good spine on them.
Oh god. Hey, remember when they said Timothy Liljegren was the top pair right-handed defenseman they needed like a week ago? And now they need defense help at the deadline. I'm sorry. All right.
Don't
I
apologize.
know Morgan Riley is not doing good this year, but like the past 10 years, like no,
It's not even him though. It's Brody
You don't have
too.
a
Brody's been bad.
partner. No.
Like
Yeah,
Justin,
but
when
TJ
Justin
Brody's
Hall
not
isn't
being
getting
paid.
bitched at as like the outlier. That's a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, Brody's not getting paid. That's the difference.
When Justin Hall is the only is like when there's more defensemen than Justin Hall that are playing badly. That's the
Dude, that
problem.
Morgan Riley for Seth Johnson is gonna hit so hard. Oh baby. Or Mitchie for Seth. Mitchie! Come on, Jimmy. Don't you want to see Mitch Marner wear the Blackhawks sweater one time? That you could get a half jersey. One half will be Marner on the Leafs, and the other half will be Marner on the Hawks. It'd be
That would be
great.
so much fun. I would
And
love
they'll
to
have
do
the
this.
player better
Where can I
than
buy this jersey
Affertain.
that I'd love to have?
Just like getting held against your will at gunpoint buying this jersey. It's like, do I have
Buying-
to? Two CIA agents are sitting there with pistols, just like, yes, buy the jersey.
Jimmy, the PJ's cast needs to keep its running joke. You have to buy this. The
I
US
don't care if
government will
the
not
horse
come
is
to-
Join
dead
the
and beaten
contract.
into the ground. Keep doing it. And honestly, the horse is never beaten dead. Like, this is not beating the dead horse. It'll be beating the dead horse and they win a round.
Never gonna be beaten dead. It need
If they win a
Beating the
round,
Leafs-
yes, it will. What are you talking about?
no Leafs, dude. You can't. Slandering the Leafs is like it's like a Yankees thing. I feel like that has to go on as long as
But
they
the Yankees
exist.
win. That's the difference.
No, but you know what I mean. Like no
No,
one
Schmitty,
likes
they
a
haven't
Yankees
won
fan.
You guys are
Nobody
like the
likes
Cowboys.
Okay, there you go. But like nobody likes a Yankees fan. Nobody likes a Cowboys fan. Nobody likes a. You know what I'm saying.
Do you remember the video?
You
of
know.
Red Sox fans and Mets fans saying chanting Yankees suck. That's how much.
That was great.
You know
Or
what's
like,
great, though?
uh,
You guys still aren't the most hated by Boston fans. So take that as a plus side.
And as much as I
They all
hate,
hate Montreal fans more.
and as much as I hate the Astros have owned the Yankees. It's kind of funny.
That's fine. With
Every
me.
time someone loses to the Yankees, how could you possibly beat me? I know, but he can. And it's every time. It's just the Astros.
Yeah.
It's fucking Ragnarok.
ALCS. Yeah. Also, it's funny. It's funny. Like Yankees, like talking bad about Alek Manoah, saying, "Oh, he's so fat," and then there was that guy on TV where he's just like, "Alek Manoah, I love you, buddy, but you gotta hit the gym." And then Alek Manoah's like, "I'm working my ass off. I don't need to please you." And then he comes back in the replies, it's like, "Oh, you don't mean to take that personally. I didn't."
Oh my god. Boo fucking boo. Spineless.
Don't let I, a stranger, tell you you're
Take your
fat.
lead.
It's like,
Oh my god.
By the way, I have the perfect closing note. The Devils just blew a 4-1 lead, and the 3 goals were Luke Shen, Curtis Lazar from Riley Stillman, and Philip DiGiuseppe.
That's good stuff.
oh,
That is just
the
can't
that's
even
Peter
yummy.
Brand scored.
WWE wishes they could write a script like that. Oh my god. Multi-point Luke Shen game. He's getting first.
Let me get you some numbers on this one. Philip DiGiuseppe tallies his first goal in 710 days to tie it up at 4.
Jesus Christ.
It's almost 2 years, by the way.
He
Just to do
has
the math
3
really
less
quick, that
career goals
is
than Sam Lafferty.
that
does.
is 20 days. That is just 20 days under 2 full calendar years.
And you know what's terrible? I know that motherfucker played at least 60 games for the Rangers in that time.
He played 51 to be exact. In 2 seasons.
My God, never
He was
changed.
quick as lightning.
Oh, I was already looking at it. Like I was at the Devils game, just like, whoa, the Giuseppe guy fell out.
This Phil, the jizzy guy.
The Jizzy. Isn't that what they call Jack Hughes?
Gets scored on by the jizzer.
Isn't that what they call Jack Hughes anyway?
The jizzer.
All right.
I think we should end it off.
Yeah.
No. That is a
God, that
perfect
was
time
bad.
to keep going. Duh.
Oh, of course for you. Weird. Anyways.
Wow. His second game of the season, guys. I think he might be ready for a 40-goal season.
He's ready for that 3-year extension, I think is what you meant.
He needs 3 by
Give him the
3.
Jay Beagle deal.
The
Jim Benning's
6 on the
gonna pop in the
Giuseppe
office.
goal, Ekman Larson and JT Miller.
That's Vancouver hockey.
2
baby.
points for Garland, 2 points for OEL, a point for Miller. Everything's turned around in Vancouver.
Everyone,
Knock, there it is.
House. Yeah.
Stop.
Rick Duke taking us home.
He's bringing the Canucks to the promised land.
No, he's taking them to the promised land. Did you not hear?
The promised land.
All right. Well, anyway,
Bruce
the Canucks are so
Boudreaux.
good, it's 5-0.
Bruce Boudreaux.
Has been fired by the Vancouver
Canucks.
Canucks.
Rick Duke it.
Rick Duke.
So good.
All right, let's end things off now. It was a pleasure doing this podcast with y'all. We shall commence again. We're getting closer to the trade deadline with each passing day, and don't forget the podcast live stream day will be on Friday, March the 3rd. So don't forget to circle that on your calendars. And thanks for tuning in. Give us a 5-star rating on your preferred podcast platform. If you're watching this on YouTube with our beautiful faces, smash that like button and turn on the notification bell. And did you know that 69% of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel while
Where
watching
are we
the
going?
videos? Click subscribe and change that.
Shut up.
I'm trying to do every gimmicky YouTube thing ever.
But Pierce, you already yelled at people to give 5-star reviews. Isn't that enough?
No, we gotta gimmick it up, I guess.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of my favorite mobile game, Raid Shadow Legends.
God! End the show.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Raid Shadow Legends a free sponsorship. You gotta pay me for that. Sorry.
Free sponsor.
Oh, good. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.